First is area and perimeter of parallelograms. If you have a parallelogram, ABCD, in which you have two opposite sides parallel, obviously, because it is a parallelogram. Okay, such that this side we take as A and say this side we take as B. Okay, now formula for area of parallelogram is area of, this is the short form for writing parallelogram, area of parallelogram ABCD is equal to base into height. Okay, area of parallelogram ABCD is base into height. Okay, and if I take the base of the parallelogram as A, that is AB, then what is my height? Now, depending on the base, I'll take my height. So what I'll do is I'll extend this side, produce this side, and from here I will drop a perpendicular. This will become my height. Now, this is my, say, H1. Or you can also consider, if I am considering AB as my base, you can also consider this as your height. Okay, this as your height, H1. Even if you, let's say, let me write this, AB into base is my AB. Remember, we are considering the base as AB. This one we are considering as our base. When we consider this as our base, this H1 is our height. So AB into H1. Okay. Otherwise, you can also consider DC as your base. This side you can consider as your base. Okay. If you consider this side as your base, your height will remain the same. So either you consider AB as your base or DC as your base. You can also write this as DC into H1. Okay. So whether you consider AB as your base or DC as your base, this is your height. Okay. The next possibility is ABCD as your parallelogram. What if I consider this side or this side as my base, or the opposite side? Let us consider this side to be A, this side is B. Obviously, this side is also A, this side is also B, because opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Then which one will be my height? In this case, what we do is you can produce this side, okay, and from here, from D, you can drop a perpendicular on this side produced, so that this now will become your height. Let me write this clearly. This is my A, this side is my A, and I consider this as my H2. Otherwise, you can consider this as your height also. You can consider this as your height also. Okay. H2. So the formula again remains the same. Area of parallelogram ABCD is equal to base into height. If I am considering AD as my base, then my height will be H2. Similarly, if I am considering BC as my base, this one as my base, okay, if I consider this as my base, then also the height will be H2. Okay. Any questions on area of parallelogram? Any now the height of a parallelogram will depend on the base. Any question on this?
Sir,
Hmm.
sir, why we are writing over there H2?
Because we had taken this height as H1 here.
Okay,
That's why.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Next, area of a rhombus. What is the rhombus first of all? What is the rhombus? Do you
Sir,
remember?
can I say,
Say
sir, a parallelogram whose all sides are equal in length?
exactly. It is a special kind of a parallelogram, all of whose sides are equal. So if you consider, say this is my rhombus. Okay. And you join the diagonals. Okay. Now remember these diagonals from the property of a rhombus. From the property of a rhombus, you know that the diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other. This will be perpendicular. Also, what you can say is that this part must be equal to this part, and this part must be equal to this part. Okay, this is just for your reminder. Area of rhombus, if I consider area of rhombus, remember the formula. Area of rhombus ABCD is equal to half into length, product of the length of the diagonals. Product of the length of its diagonals. Okay, if you know the length of the diagonals, multiply them and divide it by 2, you will get the area of a rhombus. Now in this case, in the figure, what do you see? What are the diagonals in this case? The diagonals are AC and BD. So you can write this as half of AC into BD. Okay, so this is the your area of rhombus. So it's as simple of this as simple of formula. Now perimeter. For a perimeter of a rhombus is the same as that of a square. If you know all the sides of the rhombus to be A, okay, then the perimeter of this is sum of the lengths of the boundaries. So it must be equal to 4A. Also, I think I mentioned for parallelograms also that you just remember this, that note perimeter of a parallelogram. Okay, let me just redraw a parallelogram. For a parallelogram ABCD, if you have these are the lengths of the sides A and B, then the perimeter of parallelogram ABCD must be equal to A plus B plus A plus B, which is equal to twice A plus B. This is the perimeter of the parallelogram. And perimeter of the rhombus is 4A. Hardly perimeter of rhombus and parallelograms are given. Mostly in case of rhombus and parallelogram, we normally consider the areas of parallelograms and rhombus. Okay, so this is about rhombus. And trapezium I had already mentioned. Just let me revise for a trapezium. What kind of a quadrilateral is a trapezium? Can anyone tell me what is a trapezium?
Sir, I can tell.
Say.
A quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite sides is parallel.
Fine. That is the definition. Any two opposite sides of a quadrilateral, if they are parallel, then such a quadrilateral is called a trapezium. So if I consider these two as my parallel sides, okay, then this side AD and BC are called the non-parallel sides of the trapezium. And if I consider the length of the parallel sides as A and B, suppose this length, these are the two parallel sides. If this the length is A and if this length is B, and if I consider this height to be H, or you can consider this height also. Okay. Then the area of trapezium Ayushi, your camera is on, switch it off. Area of trapezium ABCD is equal to half sum of the lengths of parallel sides into height. Sometimes height is also called the distance between the parallel lines. Okay. So half. Now what are the sum of the lengths? If you see AB is one parallel side, DC is another parallel side into and height. Suppose I call this point M and I call this point N. Then you can write this as height as dm, or you can also call this as dn. And if you want to write in terms of ab and h, this will be half a plus b into h. That is what this is. Okay, this is the area of the formula for area of a parallelogram. Fine, I have discussed this earlier also. Now we'll see in problems how to find out the area of parallelogram trapezium that I have shown, how to apply this formula. Let us now move on to some problems. Okay, the first problem that I want to discuss is number 3. Can you see, is it visible? The problem, can you read? Can you read, or should I make it a little bigger?
It's
Sir,
okay,
you
sir.
make it bigger. Sir, you make it bigger.
This should be okay. Number 3. Question is, PQRS is a parallelogram with PQ equal to 26 centimeter, QR equal to 20 centimeter. If the distance between the longer sides is 12.5, question number 1, find the area of the parallelogram. And question number 2 is distance between the shorter sides. Let us draw a parallelogram first. This is question number 3. This is our parallelogram ABCD. Okay. Length of the side PQ is given to be, oh, this is PQRS, not ABCD. PQR and S. Length of the side length of the side PQ is 26 centimeters, and length of the side QR is 20 centimeters. So that means this side will also be 26 centimeters, and this side will also be 20 centimeters, because the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Next, if the distance between the longer sides is 12.5, well, now which one are the longer sides? This side PQ is the longer side, and these two are the longer sides, PQ and SR. And what do you mean by distance between the longer sides? It means the perpendicular distance between the longer sides. That means if I produce this, and if I from this point, if I draw a perpendicular on this is called the distance between the longer sides. This length of this line is called the distance between the parallel sides, or the distance between, in this case, it is distance between the longer sides. Do you understand the concept, this concept, distance between the lines? Let me just
Yes,
explain. Let me just
Yes,
explain.
sir.
Let me just explain a little further, then I will come back to the problem. See, if I have two parallel lines, if I have two parallel lines, I say what is the distance between these two parallel lines? If I take any 2 points, A and B, these two, what is the distance between the points A and B? This is the distance between the points A and B. If I say distance between the two parallel lines, this was distance between 2 points on a parallel line. Remember, there's a difference when I say this is a different. This is the distance between 2 points on the parallel line. But when I say distance between two parallel lines, then what we mean is that you take a point on this line, or you can take a point on the other line also. You can take a point on this line, and from this point you draw a perpendicular on the other line. This is called the distance between the parallel. This distance is called the distance between the parallel lines. Here I have taken, if I call this line L1 and L2, here I have taken a point P and drawn a perpendicular. I can take a point Q also here. Starting with, I can take the point P also here, no problem. I can start with the point P. And then if I start from the line L2, then I will have to draw a perpendicular from P on the other line. So whichever line you choose, whichever point on the line you choose, you will have to draw a perpendicular on the other line. So this is the distance between the parallel lines. Okay, remember this, a very important concept, distance between two parallel lines. Distance between two parallel lines will always be the distance between, there will always be a perpendicular distance between the lines. You choose one point on the straight line, and from that point you draw a perpendicular on the other line. The length that you get of that perpendicular is called the distance between the parallel lines. Okay, so very important concept, please remember. So now, once we know that the distance between the longer sides are PQ and SR. So what we do is we take a point on this parallel line and we drop a perpendicular here. Or you can think about it in this manner also. You can take a line point here and you can draw a perpendicular on the other line. It's the same thing. Okay. This is also a height of the parallelogram. Okay. So this is given to you as 12 point, not this, 20 centimeter is the side. Let us write it inside so that we know 20 centimeter, we're talking about the side. Distance between the longer sides is 12.5. That means this length now is given to be 12.5 centimeters. Let us call this point M. Okay, so here, what all are given? PQ is given, and PQ is equal to SR is equal to 26 centimeters. PS is given, PS is equal to RQ is equal to 20 centimeters. So the opposite sides are given. Also, what is given is SM. SM is given to you as 12.5 centimeters. Okay. Now the question is, find the area of the parallelogram. Area of, what is the area of this parallelogram? Area of parallelogram PQRS. Answer to the first question. We know area of parallelogram is base into height, right? Now, see which height we know. We know this height, SM. That means we either consider PQ as our base, either this as our base, or you can consider this as your base, any one. So this is PQ into SM. And what is the values of PQ given? It is given to you as 26 and SM is given to you as 12.5. So from this, we'll be able to calculate the area of the parallelogram. You cancel, you write 12.5 as 125 by 10. So this becomes
Sir,
25, cancel with
325.
5. So 13 into 25, which is how much?
325
325 centimeter square.
centimeters.
This is the area of the parallelogram. Next question is distance between its shorter sides. Now what should be the distance between the shorter sides? As I told you, distance between the shorter sides, first of all, we'll see which ones are the shorter sides. PS and RQ are the shorter sides. So what should be the distance between the shorter sides? You take any point on this parallel line, you produce this. Parallel lines have no length, okay? That is why you can produce. And then you take this point S. From this point, you drop a perpendicular on this. Okay, so this becomes the distance between the shorter sides. Or what you can also do is, you can take the point P and drop a perpendicular from P on this side. Okay, this also is the distance between the shorter sides. You can take a point here and drop a perpendicular on the other here. This also is the distance between the shorter sides. Is it absolutely clear? Distance between two parallel lines.
Yes, sir.
Now we shall find out the distance between these two sides, the shorter sides. Let us say that the distance between the shorter sides is x centimeters. So we start by saying, let the distance between the shorter sides be x centimeters. If the distance between the shorter side is x centimeters, then this length, let us call this point n, Sn becomes the height of the parallelogram. If I'm considering Sn as the height of the parallelogram, then which one should I consider as the base? Then either I consider this length as the base, or I can consider this length of the parallelogram as the base. Any questions on this? Either of
Sir,
these two
didn't
sides.
understand.
When I was explaining area, I told you that if I am taking this length as the height, then I can take this length of the parallelogram as the base. This length of the parallelogram as the base. If I am taking this as the height, this length as the height, if I am taking, then I can take this as my base or this as my base. If you remember, I told you, right? So therefore, if I am taking the red lines as my base, then this becomes my height. Or you can take this as your height also. It will all be the same. Okay, so if I consider this as my distance between the shorter sides as x centimeters, then this becomes my height. So therefore, Sn must be equal to x. Therefore, Sn must be equal to x. And area of parallelogram will be area of parallelogram PQRS will be equal to base into height. And in this case, what is the base? Base is, you can take either PS or RQ. Let us take RQ as our base. RQ into height. Height, which one I said? This one should be your height. If I consider this, if I'm considering this as my base or this as my base, then this should be my height. So into X. RQ into X. And how much is RQ? How much is RQ? RQ
Sir,
is given
20
to be
centimeters.
20 centimeters. So this is 20 into X, which is 20X. So this is the area of the parallelogram. But area of the parallelogram, we have, if you see, I have already found out the area of the parallelogram to be 325. So that means this 20X here must be equal to 325, because the area does not change. Whichever base you take, whichever height you take, area will not change. So therefore, according to the problem, 20X must be equal to 325. That means X will be 325 by 20. Okay. So this, if you want to calculate, this will be, because
Sir,
you have
16.25.
this, see how to calculate this. You have 2 into 10, right? 20, you can write 2 into 10. Now, because I have a 10 in the denominator, I can shift one decimal. I can write this as 32.5 divided by 2, right? Now you can calculate 16.25. Okay, so this is the distance between the shorter side, centimeters. Clear? Any question on this calculation? Okay, so this was the answer to your second question. 1 and 2 are done. Both the parts of problem number 3 are finished. Okay. The next problem that I want to discuss is based on rhombus. Question number 8. If you read question number 8, it states that the area of a rhombus is 184 centimeter square and its perimeter is 64 centimeter. Question is, find its altitude. Let's draw a rhombus. So ABCD is a rhombus. All the sides are equal. And area of a rhombus is 184 centimeter square. So area of this rhombus is given. Let's say 184 centimeter square. And perimeter is also given. Also given is perimeter of rhombus ABCD is equal to 64 centimeter. This is what is given. Question is, find its altitude. Now, in order to find out the altitude, we must know first the sides. We know all the sides are equal. Let each side of this rhombus be A. Which one is the altitude? Can you tell me which one is the altitude of this? This is a special kind of a parallelogram, right? Rhombus. If you produce this side, and if you draw a perpendicular from D on the other side, this one will be the altitude of the rhombus. Okay. Let's say that the altitude of the rhombus is H. Let the altitude of the rhombus BH, each of whose sides, each of whose sides 8 centimeter, let's say, each of whose sides is a centimeter. That means each side of the rhombus is a centimeter. Therefore, what is the perimeter of this rhombus? We'll use this perimeter. This perimeter is given to you. We'll use this perimeter to find out the length of each side of the rhombus. If each side of the rhombus is a centimeter, then what is the perimeter of the rhombus? It's 4a. So according to the problem, this 4a must be equal to 64, which is given to you. So therefore, what is the length of each side? Therefore, it is 64 by 4, which is 1 and 16. 16 centimeter. This is the length of each side of this rhombus. Okay. Also, now we shall use the fact that the area of the rhombus is 184. Now you know that the rhombus is a special kind of a parallelogram. And what is the area of a parallelogram? The area of a parallelogram is base into height. So if I consider, although the formula for area of rhombus is different, but because the area of rhombus, we must know the diagonals, length of the diagonals. But here there is no question of diagonals here. No length of the diagonals are given. So therefore, what we'll do is we'll consider the rhombus to be a parallelogram only. So therefore, if I consider this as my base, then this becomes my height, and this must give me my area equal to 184. Okay. So therefore, what I will do here is that I will find out the area of the parallelogram of this rhombus. Area of rhombus ABCD is equal to base into height. This time, why base into height? Why not half into length of the product of the length of the diagonals? Because no diagonals are given here. Besides, we know the rhombus to be a special kind of a parallelogram. So this time, if I consider AB as my base, if I consider AB as my base, then this will be my DN will be my height. So AB into DN, and AB is A, and DN we have taken as H. The value of A we have already got. The value of H we need to calculate. So this is equal to 16H. This is the area of the rhombus. But how much is the area of the rhombus given? 184. So therefore 16H must be equal to 184. According to the problem, 16H must be equal to 184. And therefore H must be equal to 184 by 16. Okay, so you can cancel this. Cancel it 4.
So 11.5.
So this is 11.5 centimeters. That is the height. Now remember, you will say that this is a rhombus. Again, I'm telling you, because rhombus, although it is a rhombus, yet the length of the diagonals are not given. That is why we are not using the formula for rhombus. We are using the formula for parallelogram. You can use the formula for parallelogram in rhombus because you know that rhombus is a special kind of a parallelogram. Okay, because no length of the diagonals are given here. That is why I could not use the formula for rhombus, length of the diagonals. Half into length of the product of the diagonals, I could not use that formula. Otherwise, I would have used that formula. Okay, so that is what. So I stop here for today.